Hello everyone. You and I are standing this very second at the meeting place of two eternities, the vast past that has endured forever and the future that is plugging onto the last syllable of recorded time. We cannot possibly live in either of those eternities. No, not even for a split of second. But by trying to do so, we can wreck both our bodies and our mind. So let us be content to live the only time we can possibly live, from now until bedtime. Anyone can carry his burden, however hard, until nightfall. Wrote by Robert Louis Stevenson. Anyone can do his work, however hard, for one day. Anyone can live sweetly, patiently, lovingly, purely, till the sun goes down. And this is all that life really means. Yes, that is all that life requires of us. But Mrs. Ike Shields was driven to despair, even to the brink of suicide, before she learned to live until bedtime. Let me tell you her story. This lady had lost her husband. She was very depressed and almost penniless. She wrote to her former employer and she got her old job back. She had formerly made her living by selling books to rural and town school boards. She had sold her car 2 years previously when her husband became ill. But she somehow managed to scrap together enough money to put a down payment on a used car and started out to sell books again. She thought that getting back on the roads would help relieving her depression, but driving alone and eating alone was almost more than she could take. Some of the territories was not very productive and she found it hard to make those car payments, small as they were. In the spring season, she was working out in a state of Missouri. The schools were poor, the roads were bad. She was so lonely and discouraged that at one time she even considered suicide. It seemed that success was almost impossible for her. She had nothing to live for. She was afraid of getting up each morning and facing life. She was very afraid of everything, afraid that she could not meet her car payments, afraid of could not pay her room rent, afraid of not having enough to eat. She was afraid that her health was failing and she had no money for a doctor. All that kept her from suicide were the thoughts that her sister would be deeply grieved and that she did not have enough money to pay even for her funeral expenses. Then one day she read an article that lifted her out of her despondence and gave her the courage to go on living. She could never cease to be grateful for one inspiring sentence in that article. It said, "Every day is a new life to a wise man." This thought hit her from inside, so she typed that sentence out and pasted it on the windshield of her car, where she can see it every minute while she was driving. She found it wasn't so hard to live only one day at a time. She learned to forget the yesterdays and to not thinking of the tomorrows. Each morning she told herself that today is a new life. She has succeeded in overcoming her fear of loneliness, her fear of wants. She is now happy and fairly successful. She has a lot of enthusiasm and love for life. She now knows that she shall never again be afraid, regardless of what life hands her. She now knows that she do not have to fear the future. She now knows that she can live one day at a time and that every day is a new life to a wise man. One of the most tragic things I know about the human nature is that all of us tend to put off living. We are all dreaming of some magical roses garden over the horizon instead of enjoying the roses that are blooming outside our windows today. Why are we such fools? A little worry about the future is fine, but it should not be a worryful life. There is no need to get depressed of thinking about the future. Just live in today and live the moments. I hope you found this video helpful. Do share this video with your friends and loved ones who are depressed and stressed and thinking about the future and past so much. Remember, Yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, and today is a gift. That is why they call it the present. Thank you for watching this video. Take care.